Hello, I'm Rayce, reporting for Kids First Film Critics, and today I had the amazing opportunity to sit down with Academy Award winner, director Josh Cooley, about his latest film, Transformers 1, which released in theaters September 20th, 2024. Mr. Cooley is best well known for his works as director of Toy Story 4, storyboarder for Ratatouille, and story supervisor on Inside Out. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to have this interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get straight into it. Has working on Transformers been a dream come true for you?
Absolutely. I grew up in the 80s watching it every Saturday morning along with G.I. Joe and all that. My brother and I lying on the floor in front of the television, eating cereal and just watching cartoons all morning. So it's been a dream come true. I've always loved these characters.
I mean, you did a great job. First off, I love the film.
Oh, thank you.
I thought it was amazing. Your team, I think you know what's best for the Transformers franchise.
Well, thank you.
To say it the least. With the Transformers media in the past, I think this is the best film to come out of the summer. Maybe the best animated film of the year.
Wow, thank you. Amazing crew to work with.
As the director of Transformers 1, how challenging was it for you to keep longtime fans and new fans happy with the film?
That was one of my concerns from day one. Is I want to make sure that this is a film that is Transformers. It feels like a Transformers film, and the characters feel right, so that the longtime fans, which there are a lot of, including myself, were happy, and then also making it so that anybody can go to it. So like my grandma can go to it and understand what's going on, and not needing to know all of the lore, because there's so much lore with these characters in this world. But you can come into this film from the very beginning and not know a single thing and still be entertained and enjoy it.
And the film does such a great job of it. I mean, introducing it for new fans quick and simple, while longtime fans like myself keeping it very entertaining, adding some new flair to it, and it's still something that you love. It's still the foundation of the original franchise.
Yeah, it's kind of a love letter to everything that I grew up with.
Were you inspired by any previous Transformers media on how to make this film?
What was great about the crew on this movie is I had producers that on this film that also did all the live action ones. Okay. And so, it was great to talk to them constantly about what has worked in the past, what they think hasn't worked. And just they brought so much, stuff you don't think about that is so important. Like, with live action Transformers, it's always about the scale compared to us, because they're on Earth, and so we're always, the cameras are always looking up at them. With this movie, there's no humans, and so making sure that we still had that scale, that you're not forgetting that these are huge characters compared to us at all times, but at the same time, even the world's bigger than them. So I used a lot of similar techniques to even having worked on Toy Story movie, where it's like you want to make sure everything feels big compared to these characters. It's kind of same thing here.
And I'd say that's executed perfectly. Like in the beginning of the film, Optimus and Megatron, they're really short.
Yeah.
But as the film goes on, it makes them feel gigantic. Mm-hmm. Compared to the other bots. The Autobots, the Decepticons, they feel gigantic, which I thought was executed perfectly as the growth. It doesn't seem like they're just small.
Right.
The live action.
Well, it's about kind of where you put the camera. So if you're shooting kind of down on them, they feel smaller. But then towards the end of the movie, the camera kind of comes down to the ground. And now they feel much bigger.
What made you want to use a new animation style and not something, really close, similar to G1? Because Optimus's design, I love it. But, I'm used to there being like a red thing. There's two windows here,
Yeah.
But I love it. It took me a while to get used to the talking voices, the mouths. But it worked really well. So what inspired you?
Thank you. Yeah, well, the original, so for the live action ones, they have so much detail because you have to make it look totally real, because you're shooting it next to real people. This, being animated and fully CG, allows us to exaggerate things and to make things even kind of clearer, which was something I really wanted to make sure that these characters could emote, could act really well. And so that's why we chose to have their face be kind of one piece, and like technically they're living metal is the definition of a transformer. So you could still have some flexibility in the face, but still feel and look as if it's metal. So all these choices were to kind of look back at what the original G1 designs were, but then to kind of update them a little bit and to kind of bring them into our world in a very clear way that we can, see what's going on really, really well.
I mean, I love the updated designs. I thought everyone looked great, especially in the third act. I mean, Optimus's design, Megatron, I was blown away. Let me tell you, me when I watched the original film and watching this, it had a smile on my face the whole time. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing with
The other thing was that their vehicle designs, they'd never been to Earth before. So they had to look sort of futuristic or Cybertronian in a way that when you see them transform, it still looks like the truck a little bit. So you recognize who that character is, but they just haven't they're not in disguise right now.
Yeah. Did you, because I know there's the Transformers like Fall of Cybertron games, which takes place on Cybertron. Were those like inspiration for the car designs?
Yeah, working with Hasbro, we were able to get access to everything that's been done.
Oh, all the old previous
everything, which is cool. So we can go like, okay, what has been done with like Bumblebee's design, for example, when he's not on, at the beginning of Bumblebee, what did that look like? Even the '86 movie, it was just seeing. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't doing anything, or that we were using the right pieces that help tell the story, and then we weren't just doing anything that we just for the fun of it. Like, no, it had to really make sense.
And it does make sense. It fits perfectly, in my opinion.
Cool.
I mean, because I've played all the games, and everything, and they look perfect because, like you said, they haven't been on Earth yet, so they don't know what a car looks like or what it does, but it still feels to the character.
Yeah, they don't know what an Earth car is.
Where did you come up with the idea for organic/biological life on Cybertron?
Yeah, that was a thing I was really excited about because, there are versions of Cybertron where it's just kind of a gray metal ball. And that's not very interesting for a full-length movie where you're on this planet the entire time. So I love the idea of it being metal, which is really cool, really great way to do for animation. But then also it transforms by itself, which is like almost like the way we have wind or waves. It's kind of natural transformations that happen. And then on top of that, I thought it'd be cool to have like alien nature, like from another planet or somewhere else that has kind of landed there and is now growing around the planet. And because our characters haven't been up there before, we haven't, so it's totally new to them, it's totally new to us. And one of the things, it's a subtle thing, but as their relationship gets kind of messier, the terrain gets messier as well. There's more jungle and it gets harder to navigate. So it's a subtle thing, but you feel it.
That's a great small detail that I didn't notice, but I truly understand what you're saying about that. But you make a world full of metal look so colorful. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I mean, I was blown away about how you can make, metal look so beautiful, so colorful, and so expressive.
Well, we did a lot of research. We looked at like metal just on Earth, and metal is full of color. Different light hits it, and it's really reflective. You can get metal that's really like almost like onyx, and just looks awesome. So my worst fear was making it just one big gray ball. And so I was like, I want the audience to be as amazed at the surface of the planet as our characters.
I was amazed, I gotta say. I mean, because like you said, none of us have experienced the top of Cybertron. And there being life, I was shocked. I mean, it's shown in the trailers with the deers.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's an interesting take on it, compared to everything else. What do you hope audiences will walk away from with this film?
My hope is that the people that grew up with it like I did and my entire crew, we all just had so much fun making it because we just love it so much. My hope is that people that watch it, and I've heard this, that they are immediately pulled back to that what got them to fall in love with Transformers in the first place. And just those characters and just the fun of the story and the world. And then for people that have not seen Transformers before, that they want to see more, that they are now like invested in these characters and love to see, what happens next.
Transformers 1 once again releases in theaters on September 20th, 2024. And I highly recommend you check it out. Once again, I'm Rayce reporting for Kids First Film Critics. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. That way you don't miss an upload from me or my fellow colleagues.